Hey guys, so CinemaCon just recently finished up in the trailer for Tron Ares? However you say it. The trailer came out recently and leave it to Disney to wait about 15 years to go ahead and finish up a trilogy. Though it does give me some positive thoughts about the Joel Kinnaman RoboCop 2 coming out by 2029. Yeah, that was for you, Manny. But either way, the trilogy is now going to finally get finished. I guess unless they do a Fast X and do a part 1 and part 2. Look, we're getting another movie for Tron, and I'm super excited about it. I'm a big Tron fan, obviously, because if you watch any of our older videos, you know I talked about how much you don't hate Tron Legacy. So to see this story continue on, I'm super excited about. So much so because the last one left us off where Sam and Cora were actually moving over into the real world. This one seems to start in the real world, and they get right to the action. And then that's exactly how I like my action movies to go. They might as well have said,
"Shut up and take my money."
When they went out and they did the light cycles right off from the very beginning, shooting out a barrier, splitting a police car in half, though they're red this time. And I'm remembering, like, in the older films they were like light blue, they were yellow sometimes, they were orange sometimes. This is the first time I think we've actually seen them red, so I'm wondering if that's some change of how they're represented in the real world, or is this even in the real world? Is this some type of virtuosity or Johnny Mnemonic, or what was that bad one that had super bad CGI?
Access denied. 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 Access denied.
Lawnmower Man. There you go. where we're in some type of realistic Matrix type cyberspace, and it just happens to appear to be like the real world. But either way, we're starting off with the light cycles, and they look super awesome on the highway in the real world. But I'm also noticing too that we're not just stopping there. They brought everything with them. They brought the light the light jets that have the lights on them and look like jets. They also brought that huge ass little parentheses thing that kind of floats in the air. I think it's called the recognizer. They brought that. Those are all red. So obviously red would be like evil or like demonesque or something like that. So I assume that this is the bad programs that are now in the real world. And it seems that like this thing is going to be super action packed. And for a Tron film, Legacy set that up, that we have to have a lot of action, and that's what sold me on the last one. So I assume we're getting a lot of that going for in this particular film. We do see, because I guess our main protagonist is going to be Jared Leto, and I guess that's him being formed on screen as of a program. Is he the new Tron that's in this film? Also too, we do hear Flynn's voice as he's being formed as well, so I assume that Jeff Bridges is actually coming back in this film. A lot of what's going on in this is definitely a teaser, even though they call it a full trailer, because it's just a bunch of out of context things that are happening in the real world, and not much story is being given with it. But that's fine, because I got tons of questions that we could talk about as far as what's going on in this movie. First and foremost, where is Sam and Cora? It has been 15 years, and in movie time, 15 years, they probably look like they're in their 80s, but I assume that a generation has passed. Did they have kids? Have they started a family? Can she consistently exist out in the real world? Because they didn't seem to mention them in this first trailer. Now, that might be something they were saving for the next trailer, or maybe we're just not going to continue on with those particular characters. Also, too, in the real world, Clue was still trying to get to the real world, so I assume if they're in the real world, Clue figured out a way to get there. But he wasn't present in the trailer. That's where we're going to talk about our CGI in this thing, because obviously that was one of the biggest things that people didn't like about Tron Legacy was the CGI. I love the CGI. It was fine. I don't know why you guys... Look, Disney has perfected CGI. So I'm assuming if they're going to bring back Jeff Bridges as Clue, then the CGI will be perfected, or they just won't do that again. So if Clue is here and the other programs here, that's got to mean that Rinsler, aka Tron, is actually in this movie as well. I kind of looked through the IMDb. I didn't see him listed. But does that mean that the Jared Leto character is going to be playing a version of Tron, even though I think his character is Ares? However you pronounce it. Either way, I think that might be his character, but this could be another reformatting of Tron, since that's what they did in the last one when they reformatted him as Rensler. Or is this just another computer program who now acts as Tron, that looks like old Jared Leto, and is now assuming the same mantle or position? Other things that I had questions about. I don't know if you guys remember back in Tron Legacy days, Cillian Murphy was the son of the Dillinger guy who ran the company. He's not in the listed on IMDb, but then he's not listed in the first one either. Is he not coming back in here? Though we do get Evan Peters, who's actually going to be in this movie, where he is going to be playing one of the Dillingers. I think he's Sam Dillinger, something. I don't hold me to that. But he's playing another Dillinger. Is he Cillian Murphy's son? Is he another descendant of the Dillingers who's still running the company? This company's still running. I mean, good for them. Tech doesn't always stay in business that long. But either way, I'm kind of curious who this Evan Peters character is and his relationship to the rest of the Dillingers family, obviously outside of the name, and the Flynns. Because Sam Flynn has to be doing something at this point. But that's a question I guess we'll address in the second trailer. Other questions that I have about this is that have we forgotten about the original villain for the first one? The what is it? The master what was its name? Master Control program that was in the first one. We're just not gonna get back to that. I really wish they would get back to that particular villain, the program, in these movies. And I hope that they don't make this too Matrix-y. I hope. Other questions that I had about this, or I guess other things that I took away from this, is that the music is no longer going to be done by Daft Punk. It's going to be done by Nine Inch Nails, which I feel like for a music group that could take over, I think Nine Inch Nails does a style of music which fits perfectly. And it kind of, even though it's more rock, but it has kind of like that electronic feel to it sometimes, and I think that's pretty good. Plus, Nine Inch Nails gets to put out a new album. Who knows what Daft Punk is doing these days? I'm trying to think of something else that I may have not mentioned on it. It's like Jeff Bridges, Jared Leto, Evan Peters, Sam Clue, Castor, Michael Sheen. Where's Michael Sheen in this, dude? If they're gonna bring the programs back from the computer, we gotta have Castor back. It's like he was amazing in Tron Legacy. I need to see him back. I'm super excited, as you can tell, that this movie's going to come out. I want to talk about more when the second trailer comes out, or have a full breakdown or discussion about how much this is going to make me happy to see this film this year and not wait for 3 more years for this movie to come out. Though, RoboCop 2, please get on that. Joel Kinnaman, make some phone calls. If they could do it for Tron and people didn't like Tron for some particular reason, I did a You Don't Hate RoboCop, so let's get on the horn and get that started for 2029 at the latest. All right. So if you guys have some questions about it or some comments about it, please put your comments in the comments below and tell me how you feel about this movie coming out. And if this is the first time that you're in the channel, make sure you subscribe as well as click the notification button so that way you're aware of all the other videos that come out. We try to do them as much as we possibly can. So you'll see me, you'll see Manny, you'll see both of us at one particular point in time. All right. So with that being said, you guys take care. Wait, guys, are you still here? I'm glad you're still here. All right, so if you look down, I mean, it's somewhere over here. Look down. We actually have a Patreon. So if you guys watch this show and you really like what we want to do and you want to help support the show and you want to help me get an editor so I can get to sleep at night because I'm really tired and you guys see all my mistakes in the episodes. So please go to patreon.com/thegoods. Give us a penny, give us a nickel, give us $1.
Just don't give us the finger.
Don't do that. But make sure you do donate something because we do have some giveaways. There's posters, there's t-shirts.
I'll sign something for you.
Exactly. So take a look, guys, and help us out. We appreciate it.